Graphs of trigonometric functions. A. Complete the table below for the function y is equals to 2 sine 3x. B1. Using values in the completed table, draw the graph of y is equals to 2 sine 3x for the range between 0 degrees and 120 degrees on the grid. 2. Hence solve the equation 2 sine 3x is equals to negative 1.5. Complete the table of the functions y is equals to negative 3 cos 2x degrees and y is equals to 2 sine into 3 over 2 x degrees plus 30 degrees for the range between 0 degrees and 180 degrees. A. Using the grid provided, draw the graphs of y is equals to 3 cos 2x degrees and y sin 2 into 3 over 2x degrees plus 30 degrees on the same axis. Take 1 centimeter to represent 20 degrees on the x-axis and 2 centimeters to represent 1 unit on the y-axis. From your graphs, find the roots of 3 cos 2 x degrees plus 2 sine into 3 over 2 x degrees plus 30 degrees. Complete the table by filling in the blank spaces. Using the scale of 1 centimeter to represent 30 degrees on the horizontal axis and 4 centimeters to represent 1 unit on the vertical axis, draw on the grid the graphs of y is equals to cos x degrees and y is equals to cos a half x degrees on the same axis. Find the period and the amplitude of y is equals to 2 cos a half x degrees. B. Describe the transformation that maps the graphs y is equals to cos x degrees on the graph y is equals to cos a half x degrees. Complete the table for the values of y is equals to sine x plus cos x. Using the grid provided, draw the graph of y is equals to sine x plus cos x for the range between 0 degrees and 360 degrees. Take 1 centimeter to represent 30 degrees on the x-axis and 2 centimeters to represent 1 unit on the y-axis. C. Use the graph to find the range of values of x that satisfy the inequalities 2 sine x plus cos x is greater than 0.5. Complete the table below, giving your values correct to 2 decimal places. On the grid provided, draw the graphs of y is equal to tan x and y is equal to sine into 2x degrees plus 30 degrees for the range between 0 degrees and 70 degrees. Take the scale 2 cm for 10 degrees on the x-axis and 4 cm for 1 unit on the y-axis. Use your graph to solve the equation tan x minus sine into 2x plus 30 degrees is equals to 0. Complete the table for equation y is equals to 2 sine into 3x plus 30. B. Using the grid, draw the graph of y is equals to 2 sine into 3x plus 30 degrees between the range 0 degrees and 90 degrees. Take 1 centimeter to represent 5 degrees on the x-axis and 2 centimeters to represent 1 unit on the y-axis. Use the graph in B to find the range of values of x that satisfy the inequality y is greater or equal to 1.6. Complete the table given below by filling the blank spaces. On the grid provided, Draw on the same axis the graphs of y is equals to cos 2x and y is equals to 2 sine into 2x plus 30 between the range of 0 degrees and 180 degrees. Take the scale of 1 centimeter for 15 minutes on the x-axis and 2 centimeter for 1 unit on the y-axis. Use your graph to estimate the range of values of x for which 3 cos 2x is less or equal to 2 sine into 2x plus 30 degrees. Give your answer to the nearest degree. Complete the table giving your values correct to 2 decimal places. B. Using the grid provided and the table in part A, draw the graphs of y is equal to tan theta and y is equal to sine 2 theta. Using your graphs, determine the range of values for which tan theta is greater than sine 2 theta for values between 0 degrees for theta and 90 degrees. Complete the table below giving your values correct to 2 decimal places. Using the grid provided, draw on the same axis the graphs of y is equals to cos 2x degrees and y is equals to sine into x degrees plus 30 degrees for the range of degrees between 0 and 180 degrees. Take the scale 1 centimeter for 15 centimeter on the x-axis and 4 centimeter for 1 unit on the y-axis. Find the period of the curve y is equals to cos 2x. D. Using the graph in B above, estimate the solutions to the equation sine into x plus 30 degrees is equals to cos 2x. Complete the table below giving your values correct to 2 decimal places. On the grid provided, using the same scales and axes, draw the graphs of y is equals to 2 sine x and y is equals to 1 minus cos x for values ranging from 0 degrees to 180 degrees. Take the scale 1 centimeter for 15 degrees on the x-axis and 4 centimeter for 1 unit on the y-axis. Find the period of the curve y is equals to 2 cos x degrees. Using the graph in part B above, estimate the solution to the equation sine into x plus 30 degrees is equals to cos 2x degrees. Given that y is equals to 8 sine 2x minus 6 cos 2x, complete the table. On the grid, draw the graph of y is equals to 8 sine 2x minus 6 cos x for the range between 0 degrees to 120 degrees. Take the scale 2 cm for 15 degrees on the x-axis, 2 cm for 2 units on the y-axis. Use the graph to estimate 1. The minimum value of y and 2. The value of x for which 4 sine 2x minus 3 cos x is equals to 1. Complete the table. On the grid, draw the graphs of y is equals to 2x and y is equals to 3 cos x minus 2 for the range between 0 degrees and 360 degrees on the same axis. Use a scale of 1 cm represents 30 degrees on the x-axis and 2 cm to represent 1 unit on the y-axis. Use the graph in B above to solve the equation 3 cos x minus sine 2x is equals to 2. D. State the amplitude of y is equal to 3 cos x minus 2. Complete the table below giving values correct to 2 decimal places. On the grid, using the same axis, draw the graphs of y is equals to cos x and y is equal to sine x minus cos x for values ranging between 0 degrees and 180 degrees. Use the scale 1 centimeter for 120 on the x-axis and 4 centimeter for 1 unit on the y-axis. Using the graph in part B, 1. Solve the equation sin x minus cos x is equals to 1.2. 2. Solve the equation cos x is equals to a half sin x. Determine the value of cos x in part 2 above. The table below shows values of x and y for the function y is equals to 2 sin 3x in the range between 0 degrees and 150 degrees. On the grid, draw the graph of y is equals to 2 sin 3x. From the graph, determine the period. Complete the table below, giving the values correct to one decimal place. On the grid, using the same axis, draw the graphs of y is equals to 2 sin x plus 20 and y is equals to 3 cos x for the range between 0 degrees and 24 degrees. Use the graph shown in B above to determine the values of x for which 2 sin x plus 20 is equals to 3 cos x. 2. The difference in the amplitude of y is equals to 2 sin into x plus 20 and y is equals to 3 cos x. The equation of a curve is given by y is equals to 1 plus 3 sin x. Complete the table of y is equals to 1 plus 3 sin x. B1. On the grid provided, draw the graph of y is equals to 1 plus 3 sin x for the range between 0 degrees and 360 degrees. 2. State the amplitude of the curve. C. On the same grid, draw the graph of y is equals to tan x for between 90 degrees and 270 degrees. Use the graph to solve the equation y plus 3 sin x is equals to tan x for the values between 90 degrees and 270 degrees. The table below shows some values of the curves 2 cos x and y is equals to 3 sin x. Complete the table for values y is equals to 2 cos x and y is equals to 3 sin x. On the grid, draw the graphs of y is equals to 2 cos x and y is equals to 3 sin x between the ranges of 0 degrees and 360 degrees on the same axis. Use the graph to find the values of x when 2 cos x minus 3 sin x is equals to 0. Use the graph to find the values of y when 2 cos x is equals to 3 sin x. Complete the table. On the grid and using the same axis, draw the graphs of y is equals to 2 sin 3 over 4x minus 2 cos 3 over 4x and y is equals to 1 plus 2 cos x for the range between 0 degrees and 360 degrees. Using the graph in part B, find the values of x when sin 3/4 x is equals to 1 plus 3/4 plus cos 3/4 x. 2. Determine the range of x for which 2 sin 3/4 x minus 2 cos 3/4 x is greater than 1 plus 2 cos x. The figure below represents the curve of the function y is equals to 1 minus a sin wx for the range of values between negative 35 degrees to 50 degrees. Determine the values of a and w.